Hello and welcome. I'm Chris, the creator of MutherOS, and in this quick start, I'm going to show you how to get set up and running fast using pre-configured dashboards and networks. MutherOS ships with out-of-the-box content, so you can explore the interface, customize existing systems, and quickly understand how everything fits together before creating your own content from scratch. Before we begin, one quick note on accounts. You'll need a paid account to create sessions and content. Free accounts are for player access only. That said, every paid plan comes with a 7-day free trial, and pricing starts at $4.99 a month. It's less, actually, if you pay annually. So with that out of the way, let's log in as a SysOps user. SysOps is the term MutherOS uses for the game master or the warden because you are in control of the system. So here I have logged in as a SysOps user. Once you're logged in, you'll see the session manager at the top of the screen here. This will default to your last active session, but since this is a new account, there aren't any sessions yet. So the session manager will list sessions you own as well as any you've joined as a player, and that it'll allow you to switch between sessions. Here's a screenshot of a session manager window from an active user for context. In addition to creating and switching or joining sessions, it also will show you how many active players are in each session. As a SysOps, you can join other sessions as a player. However, the interface will change to show only player-specific features. So if for some reason you don't see SysOps-specific tools, like the SysOps Dashboard, for example, double check that you're not currently joined as a player in someone else's session. So now let's create a new session, and we will give it a name, call it demo session, and there's no networks created yet, so we'll just leave that as the default. Then we choose the profile template. So think of this as a character profile, not a full character sheet. It's more of a place for supplemental metadata. MutherOS includes a few default templates, or you can build your own with any custom fields you want. Lots of game masters or wardens use this for information that doesn't exist in standard character sheets. So typically they try not to duplicate fields from the original character sheets unless they intend to. For this demo, I'll just use the blank template, and we will hit create. Now that the session has been created, you'll see at the top the session is loaded here. The number of players, if you hover over this, you'll see who's joined the session. Currently it's just me. There's the session code, so you can copy and paste that in and send it to your players to invite them. Or you can, there are several options to invite users actually. You can copy the invite code here. You can copy a shareable link if you want to send that, put it in a forum or instant messenger or whatever. You can generate a QR code if you're doing printable assets, or just send an email and they'll get the email. Then they sign up for a free account and they'll be able to join your session. So before we tour any of the menu here, I just want to point out that the IGUT clock down here, the in-game universal time, that is the MutherOS session-specific time system. It tracks in-game days, hours, etc. As the time unfolds in your session. Players in the session will see this clock update in real time, although they'll see it in 15-second increments. And also all timers in MutherOS are tied directly to the session IGUT clock. That means if you speed up time, for example, I hit play here, I can speed it up 10 times or 60 times, or I can jump ahead by 10 seconds all the way up to a day. So if you do that, every active timer will also update, and any countdown timers will count down faster and expire. So that allows you to track time much more easily. And in MutherOS, time will always move forward. So the system moves forward with it. So in this case, there's nothing in the console right now, and I've actually logged in from another browser window. As you can see here, there are now two people, and I've joined this session. So let's add a widget. We'll just do a notes widget. We'll resize it and click save. And if we switch over to, let's see, we switch over to the other browser and we refresh, you'll see, right, now that's there. Any notes that I add to that notes widget will appear in the widget for the user. Okay, moving on to the SysOps Dashboard. This will be where you'll be spending most of your time. By default, every new session, there's a default dashboard, empty, that's created for you. You can rename it here, just edit, and we'll call this demo dash. Oops. Great. And you can create as many dashboards as you need. Each dashboard is scoped to the session it was created in. So if you create 4 dashboards in this session, they won't appear in any other session. That being said, there's obviously going to be times where you want to have reuse dashboards across multiple sessions and avoid duplicating all that work. So MutherOS uses a blueprint system. You'll see here you can save as blueprint, and when you save as a blueprint, your dashboard will appear in your systems library. Blueprints are private by default, so when you go to your systems library and you select the blueprints filter, you'll see the global blueprints will be available, but your blueprints will only be visible to you. You can submit them for inclusion in the global library if you want to share them. The ones that you create by default will be private. So dashboards are made up of widgets, and most widgets are tables. So when you add a widget, you'll see there's no tables available. There are some default widgets that are not table widgets, such as the notes widget or timer widget, etc. MutherOS supports 3 types of tables. There's the dice roll tables, the loadout tables, and the reference tables, which we'll get into later. And you'll notice that there's no widgets available right now here because there's none listed here because they need to be activated in the systems library from the systems library, or you need to create them yourself before you can add them to your dashboard. One thing to note is the blueprint that I mentioned earlier. When you activate a blueprint is essentially a collection of widgets, and all the tables that are associated with that blueprint, or that dashboard, will be activated automatically, and we'll show you that in a second. We can go ahead and activate a blueprint to give you an idea of how that works. So we'll go over here to the systems library, and we'll choose blueprints, and you'll see that there are a few that are already pre-built. In this case, we'll just choose Mothership Warden's screen. I literally took the tables from the first page of the Mothership Warden screen and created a dashboard and saved it as a blueprint. So when we click activate, it'll activate that blueprint, create that dashboard, and activate all the tables that go with it, and the table widgets will be available. So if we go back over to SysOps Dashboard, now you'll see Mothership Warden screen has been activated, and you'll see that all of the widgets are here. If you go to add widgets, you'll see that all the active table widgets have already been added to this dashboard. But to show you what it would look like, if you go to console, we're not going to add them to the player console, but if you wanted to, now you can see they're grouped. So dice roll tables, reference tables, these are the ones that were activated when you activated that blueprint. You can either select them and add in bulk, or you can add one at a time. Going back to SysOps Dashboard, if you want to resize or move these around, you just unlock them, or you can click the edit menu and unlock them here. You can also, the edit button is for, you'll be able to edit tables that you created, but you can't edit tables that were activated from the SysOps library. You can also view this full screen here if you want to get a bigger view of it. Now let's say you wanted to add a table that was not part of a blueprint. Let's switch back to our demo dashboard, and let's go over to the systems library, clear this filter, and choose tables, and then we'll just choose a dice roll table. We can go ahead and preview the table here to make sure it's the one we want. Looks good. Let's just activate it now and go back to our default SysOps dashboard. Choose add the table. Let's resize it, make it a little larger, save our changes, and go ahead and test it. You'll see that it gives us the option to create a timer because the result had a 1d10 or 2d10 days. It recognizes automatically that this could use a timer. So you can click on create timer. It automatically does the role for you, and then you can choose who you want to add to the assign the timer to. It could be the whole group or just one individual player. And then at that point, the timer will appear both in your timers for SysOps can view all the timers, and players will see only timers that that they are associated with. Now, I know I mentioned earlier that you cannot edit a library table, a systems library table that you've activated, and that's mostly true. But what you can do is import a library table into the table editor and customize it and rename it and make it your own. And I'll show you how to do that now. So what we'll do is we'll head on over to tables, and you'll see that there's one activated library table in here. What we want to do is we'll create from template, and then you'll see all the table types here. So let's just choose loadout table, and let's just choose let's preview consumables with consequences here. Yeah, this looks like a pretty good one. So I will just go ahead and select this one, and you'll see that now I am able to edit this. I'll leave it as copy. You can name it whatever you want, change the description, etc. Your name is here by default. And you can change, you can even version it. So if you have different versions of it, and then add tags. You're not able to remove or add the column count in tables that you're editing from the library, but you can add rows and remove rows or edit existing content. In this case, I'm just going to save the table like this as is, and then we'll go over to the SysOps dashboard, and we should see it here. Yep, consumables with consequences. Let's go ahead and add that table now. I'll move it up here and resize it. And what's cool about this is a good way to show you the loadout table. Loadout tables allow you to give your players anything from one of the rows. So in this case, let's choose the player that joined, which is me in another browser, and we'll give them two of these and save this. And now, if we want to monitor what we've handed out to or assigned to different players, we can go to the Quartermaster screen, which will give you the ability to track everything that you've divvied out. So in this case, I can edit it. I can change the quantity from 2 to 1. I can change the status, the state. I can even add categories. Also, if we switch to the other screen that I'm logged in as, if we go to inventory, you'll see now I have this, and I can view the details of the inventory. So it's updated in real time. Now let's switch back to our SysOps dashboard and take a look at networks. You can build networks from scratch, of course, but we're going to start here with the pre-built network. It's a great way to learn the system. And for this video, I'm just going to keep things high level. So let's go ahead and create the test network. And this will preload your locations, your hardware, and your terminals. This particular network is populated with one location, 2 devices, and 1 terminal. I'll go ahead and add a location. We'll call this medbay. This is the medbay. That's just flavor text. Now you'll see the medbay has been added. Let's go ahead and add a device from the library. In this case, we're choosing the medbay as the location, and we'll choose quarantine control system. There we go. Let's just go over a little bit at a high level for each device. So if we go and we see, we'll have the device name, the description, each device will have its own unique IP address. And this is used so that when the players are in the terminal, they can actually type the connect command followed by the IP address, and then they will have access to custom commands on that particular hardware, on that particular device. So, for example, if we go ahead and choose to edit this one, you'll see that's the IP address. This was generated from the library. You can create your own. And then your commands in the library, each device has default commands, but then you can add custom commands and customize the response. So in this example, the custom command is log. If the player types in log in the terminal, this will be the response. And you can see here, if we edit it, that's the command trigger, and that's the response. And so you can have every single device can have its own custom command and response. And if you create a command, it's the same. If I typed in a custom command for scan, it will override the default. So it takes precedence. So let's cancel this. Now for terminals, you'll see that the location is security bay. And by default, if you choose the security bay or you choose the location, by default, all the devices at that location will be accessible from this console. However, you can customize the scope. So in this case, they're both selected. So if I choose this location only, it'll be all the devices at that location. If it's custom selection, I can either have one device at that location, or I can choose devices that are in that location and outside that location. So you can customize the scope of which devices are able to be connected to from each terminal. So every terminal that you create, you can preview, and that will allow you to see what the players will see. So let's go ahead and preview the security console terminal that we created here. First, let's just confirm what we're going to be looking at. We know that security console is located at the security bay. The scope is custom, and we know that it has access to motion sensor array and the main entry door. So if we look at motion sensor array and main entry door at those commands, we'll see that these are the commands that if we type in any of these are the responses that we should get back if we're connected to them. So also notice the theme here. The theme is T1000, so that would be Terminator-like inspired. So let's go ahead and great. So that's what we expected. That's what we saw in the terminal content. Yep, that's what we saw in the terminal content. So now let's type in netmap. Netmap is a default command for every terminal. It tells you all of the hardware that are connected that terminal has access to. So we see motion sensor array is a sensor, it's online. So now let's just copy this IP address and type connect and paste that IP address. Now you'll see that it's connecting to that and it's giving you the device commands that are available. Now let's just type in log. Yep, and that's what we expected. That's what we saw over here in the motion sensor array when we looked at the log. That's what we expected. So you can see how terminals can be very flexible and help with game immersion and really expand the whole experience of the session for your players. But what if we wanted to change the theme? We can do that over here. Let's just cancel out of this and go to this terminal, the edit, and we'll choose like Wayland Yutani, for example, and click update terminal. And now preview it again. And now it's in the style of Wayland Yutani. So everything else works the same. It's a different theme. And that's it for the quick start. I know it's over 20 minutes, but there's a lot to cover. MutherOS is designed to let you start fast, as you can see, and then go deep at your own pace. I'll be releasing more videos covering specific systems in detail, but if there's something that you'd like to see next, just leave a comment and let me know. Until then, thanks for watching.